It was designed with the people at the center, and the people as the main source of power. The government being there only to promote life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. What this does, the healthcare ACA, is transfer a huge portion of the power from the people to the government. It's the very reason that Lenin said, if you're going to move from a free society to a government-controlled society, the first thing you have to do is take control of healthcare. The health savings account it will be available to everybody starting at birth. And the money in it does not disappear if you don't use it. You also give people the ability to move money between their health savings accounts within a family. We would encourage $2,000 per year per health savings account. If you were $500 short for an MRI, your wife could give it to you, or your uncle, or your daughter, or anybody in your family. 80+% of all encounters with the medical system are going to be through your health savings account. The cost of your catastrophic health care is going to be minimal. It's going to be like having a homeowner's policy with a high deductible. The cost of that is very different than a homeowner's policy with a low deductible. And you make it possible to buy it across state lines. Medicare, I would leave available for those people who want Medicare as a choice. They could say, I don't want anything to do with the health savings account system, I want Medicare. Now, not many people are going to say that after they see how effective the other system works. But I don't believe in forcing people into a system.
Oh, sorry, it's all good. Hold up. Oh, my voice is horrible.
Hey.
All right. Hello. Quick thing. I don't want it to be the focus of anything, but I grew up without a father, just me and my grandmother. I'm sorry, me, my grandmother, and my mom. And as someone that ended up okay, definitely not a criminal, definitely not thinking about doing any crime stuff, I always never liked the whole missing father thing. I think you can get by just fine if you have a really strong mother raising you, and I think a lot of people have those.
No, you can. You can. I don't disagree with you. You can, but we need to stop normalizing that and making it seem like it's something that we should need to stop fantasizing it. It's really hard, and if your mom did it, she did a tremendous job, and we should be grateful for that. But please don't make it seem like that's a norm and that's easy.
Got you. All right, cool. All right, so for my boy Charlie Kirk, thank you for answering my question out there. I appreciate it. All right, so now, I love capitalism, I love the potential for free market, I love America, and I think it's a great place to live. Capitalism made it so, but when people's lives are involved, the cracks begin to show. Socialism won't work, we know that, but I want to see your solution for our healthcare crisis. The prices are coming up and we need to bring them down. I want to see how you solve the healthcare costs and make this country great like you say, while also not having normal people like me without the right to health.
First off, I love this question because we have tons of issues with the healthcare industry.
All right.
Okay, I'm not going to start because I'm up in a rant because you're absolutely right. It's ridiculous. It's way too expensive, and it's because there's a quid pro quo that exists between the pharmaceutical companies and the doctors, and you can't see what anything costs at all. And you go in to, have a doctor check a cough in a hospital, and you get a bill for $4,000. I've been literally debating a bill for the last 6 months that I refuse to pay. I don't care if I have to go into debt. I am not paying this bill. So I just wanted to lay the groundwork. Go ahead, Charlie.
Well, so here's the thing: is we have a ton of things broke with our American healthcare system. But let's start with the less attributed, less talked about. We accumulate the most medical advancements, the most drug breakthroughs, the most cancer-killing medicine. Open heart surgery was an American invention that's now spread across the world. So we actually have the highest, the best quality. If you can afford it, we have the best healthcare. So the question is, that's a great admittance, and even objective. People say, wow, if you can afford it, if you're a millionaire, if you're a billionaire, you can get unbelievable treatment. Okay, a natural question is, how do we get more people to access something that only a few people have? Well, that's where the market is amazing at that. And the market works great when you have a finite amount of things. Competition and entrepreneurs and transparency, those are the three things that are needed. So transparency would be one thing I could probably agree with Democrats on, that it's just so screwed up that you can walk into a hospital, you can walk into an emergency room, and no one knows what anything costs.
I agree with that.
You know, consumers deserve to know what things cost. In fact, I think eventually the market will demand it. But we use this example a lot, and I'll use it again just for the sake of people that have not heard it, which is 5 or 6 years ago, actually 8 years ago, there was a decision by insurance companies not to cover LASIK eye surgery. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
LASIK eye surgery is very, very precise. You're dealing with a vital organ that all of us use all the time. And so it's obviously something that should not be messed around with. Well, insurance companies said they weren't going to cover it. It became a cash-only business. So it used to cost anywhere between $20,000 to $25,000 per procedure to get that done. Now you can get it as low as $3,000 to $5,000. Almost 80% cost decrease, and the surgery is actually better than ever before. So how did that happen? Well, it's because people knew what things cost and they knew what they were getting out of it. And so first and foremost, everyone should be able to buy health insurance across state lines. That is so important. You can buy auto insurance across state lines. You can buy house insurance across state lines. That creates a market.
Yeah.
Secondly, we need more doctors. We regulate how many doctors we allow through this crony relationship with the American Medical Association. Right. Third, you should not always need a doctor present when you get a procedure. A large portion of medical treatment actually could be done by a nurse practitioner. Flus, colds, broken arms, broken legs. Why do you need a doctor to sign off on that? Walk-in clinics at Walgreens are a great market indicator of how things eventually will be. So look, markets have solved so many problems in our society that we take for granted. It'll be no different than healthcare, but right now we don't have anything but a market, and they want to take us in the exact opposite direction. Dave, do you want to comment on that?
I'm with you.
Great.
No,
Yeah.
and I'll just add, don't allow the healthcare industry to be an argument against free markets and capitalism, because our healthcare industry is not an example of free markets and capitalism. That's actually the problem with our healthcare industry. We're not making any decisions as a consumer. We don't know what the prices are. It's more of an example of crony capitalism, if anything else, not something that we're adamantly opposed to.
And I just have one more thing. And yeah, one of your chapter people told me about that LASIK eye surgery. I think it was your president. She's a cool person.
Very good. She's very cool. I agree.
I posed this question as well. So it's about socialized medicine. Why can't we compete with the government? If somehow things turn out and, you know, socialized medicine comes in and everyone's paying hella taxes to take care of everyone. Sorry, I have a bad vocabulary, but if everyone's paying taxes yeah, that's what it is. If everyone's paying taxes to, you know, take care of everyone, can the private, you know, medical stuff, if we get there, can't we just compete with the government and still have that lower socialized option at the same time?
Well, first off, I don't know if you guys know this, but the Democratic Platform 2020, the tagline is hella taxes. So that's one thing.
I like that.
But yes, you're right, except that already the Democratic candidates right now, Cory Booker and Kamala Harris and a bunch of them, are already saying they will eliminate private enterprise. So I think you're right. Your premise is right. Could we have something that, you know, could the federal government be involved at some level and then let the private marketplace, let some competition get in there? I think most everyone in this room would agree, even people that don't like big federal government programs. But the Democrats are already saying, no. Once we pass this thing, there will be no competition, and that's what the problem is.
We have an example. The Veterans Administration is a mess. It is such low-quality care. This is so important because we have a first-hand example of socialized medicine in our own country. It's essentially our National Health Service, where our heroes and our veterans walk into a VA and they are sometimes not treated and they don't get calls back. We spend $150 billion a year on the Veterans Administration, and most of that money, if you actually go and audit it, most of that money goes towards administration, not actual application of the medical treatment itself.
Oh, joy.
And so look, we also have Medicaid in our country, where tens of millions of people are on, which is healthcare for the poor, which is not exactly luxurious healthcare.
I just got dumped from that. Yeah, like last Friday, I lost Medicaid. So wild. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's broken, right? And that was an attempted program for universal healthcare. What are we really talking about here? You need market-based healthcare. You need healthcare to work with the same market engine that we enjoy all the same prosperity that we have every single day. So great question. We really appreciate that. Thank you.